Hello, and welcome to Getting Started with ZippyDoc. In this video, we will show how to use the LookUp task in ZippyDoc. This task can be used to identify a specific value or text within a data table. Its functionality is similar to VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP in Excel, but it offers more flexibility than those functions. The dataset we are using for this example contains sales information for a sporting goods company. Each row of this table is a sales entry that contains details about the date of purchase, region, product category, and price. In this example, we want to identify high-value sales entries. We are going to define high-value sales entries as ones which have a price greater than $3,000 and quantity less than 100. For entries that satisfy these two criteria, we will add appropriate labels. In order to get started, we need to add the data table to a ZippyDoc flow. You can find information about how to add a table to a flow in our previous video. In this case, we have already added two tables to the flow. The data table contains the sales entries, and the LookUp table contains the details of the labels that will be added to the appropriately identified sales entries. We then add the LookUp task to the flow. We do this by clicking the Select Task button and choosing the LookUp task from the available list of options. The task has now been added to the flow, and we can update the description of the task. It's always a good idea to briefly describe what a task is doing. In this case, we'll type in Label High Value. We can then start entering the parameters by clicking the Parameter tab. The first pane in the Parameter tab is Select Input Table. In Select Table, we will select Data. In Select Column, we will select Region. The next pane is Select Options. In Task Type, we will select Apply Lookup Table. Pattern type will be Word Pattern. In Lookup Table, we will select Lookup. And we will tick Use Filter for Input Tables. This will open additional filtering options. In Select Column, we will select Price. Select Operator will be greater or equal. And in Input Value, we will type 3000. We will then click Add Field to add another filtering criteria. In this new field, in Select Column, we will select Quantity. Select Operator will be smaller or equal. And in Input Value, we will put 100. With these two filtering criteria, we are telling ZippyDoc to apply the lookup labels to only those sales entries that have a price greater than $3,000 and quantity less than 100. Next is the Define Output Table pane. In Output Table Name, we'll type Output. We will leave the other fields unchanged. And now we can run this task. Once the task has been executed, a new output table will be generated. We can see that ZippyDoc has created a new tab named Output. This table has a new column called Label. This column includes the labels from the lookup table. However, the labels have only been applied to sales entries that satisfy both our filtering criteria. For such sales entries, Zone 1 has label P1, Zone 2 has label P2, and so on. In this video, we have explained how to use LookUp to look up and label data. However, it can also be used to identify patterns in a data table and create summary index tables. This makes LookUp an extremely useful tool for data processing that combines features of text analysis, numerical processing, filtering, and indexing. Thank you for joining us in this instructional video series for ZippyDoc. We will see you in the next video.